Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and on this one we're going to be building the best Ting-Lu build for Raids and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This will be the third legendary Ruin Pokemon, but to get it we're going to need to find 8 green stakes which are in the top left corner of the map. I'm going to show you where to get them. So you want to put your first waypoint right here, and we're going to be flying over to Porto Marinada and making our way over. Now it's not going to be on top of the actual cave, it's going to be inside the cave. So once you get far enough in, just stand on one of these pillars right here and look around, and you should see it glowing. It's right here. Just want to pick that out of the ground. After you picked it out of the ground, it will vanish. We need to do that 8 times. Let's move on to the second stake. So the second stake is going to be right here. So what you want to do, you can actually just run from the cave straight over there, and you just want to drop down right here, and you'll see the stake actually from the cave before you drop down. After you've done here, I want you to put a waypoint right here, and then we're just going to make our way over there. You can either fly to Porto Marinada, or you can just make your way over from where you are. And all we're going to be doing is following this path right here. Don't go to the water, you can just go around. You can fly over if you want to, but it might get a bit laggy, so I just recommend staying on the grassy area here. And then you're going to fly over to this little lifted area right here, and that's where the third stake is going to be. Now our next stake is going to be right here, so what I want you to do is fly over to Casraya Lake in the very middle. And then we're just going to be flying over to there. So once you reach the top right here, all you have to do is drop down here and then drop down again, and on this little ledge right here is where you'll find your stake. You just want to pick that up, and that's 4 down, 4 to go, halfway there. Now for the 5th stake, we're actually going to be coming right here, so I want you to fly back over to the Casraya Lake in the middle, and you just want to run towards this direction. You'll see it as soon as you need to make the jump, and then you just want to pick it up. Now out of all the legendary Pokemon we've done so far, I feel like the stakes that we're getting right now have been the quickest. Now up next we're going to come right here, and I don't actually have Glisado Mountain, that Pokemon Center, so I can't fly there. So I'm just going to fly to Glisado Gym and make my way over. So just going to fly down this icy mountain, and right here on the left side of this waterfall facing that way, you will find it right there next to this little rock. Now this one might be a bit difficult if you're coming from the other way, so let me just show you where I actually am. I'm right there on the map. Up next is a bit of a tricky one. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put a waypoint right here on the end of the snowy bit, and then we're going to be flying over to North Province Area 3 and then making our way over. Now as you can see, there's a lot of snowy mountains, so it's going to take us a little bit more time to get to this one, so I'm just going to skip to when we get there. Now once you get to the highest point over there, you can just glide down here if you really want to, and then when you get to the very end, oh, there's a spirit tomb. Take that out, get some of its fragments. So once you get to this part, I want you to drop down here, and then you want to drop down again. Can you see it right there? So you want to be careful not to go too far down, and it's right on this ledge right here. This is going to be the hardest stake for you to actually get, and once you've done that, there'll only be one more stake until we can open the gate. So the last stake is going to be right here. So if you have the fly area there, you can just fly over there, but we're going to have to make our way over from Colonnade Hollow or Port Marinada. So I'll see you when we make our way over there. So we're getting a bit closer now. It should be right next to the ruins on top of that little mountain right there. So you just want to get your stake, which is on the left side at the front, and then you want to pull it out, and that's all 8 stakes. And then you'll hear a mysterious cry coming from the shrine. Now this 8th stake is actually quite close to the actual shrine. The shrine is going to be right here, so you just want to make your way over there. You can just climb this mountain right here if you want to, and then when you get to the top, just drop down on the other side. And then when you drop down, it'll be right down here, and you'll see it. So I'm going to show you once more on the map right here, and then we're going to save it in case something happens, like it wipes out our Pokemon or something like that, just so you don't have to visit a Pokemon Center or anything like that. And now we're going to go up to the shrine and speak to it. You just want to touch the shrine after you hear a voice coming out of it. The screen will shake, the shrine will collapse, and a Pokemon will come out of it. This Pokemon does reduce your special attack by 25%, so keep that in mind. And once you've got all the stakes and you catch your Ting-Lu, we are ready to do the build, but we're going to switch over to our main account to do the build, because that's where all our builds are. See you in a sec. Now once you catch your Ting-Lu, it will most likely be a dark type tera. That's what mine was. I'm not sure whether it's random or whether it's dark every time. So what you want to do is you want to collect 50 ground type tera shards so you can turn him into a ground type. Get these by completing ground type raids, and then what you want to do is you want to head over to Medali East. Once you're at Medali East, we're just going to be heading this way into this restaurant, so you want to turn left here. It's the restaurant that we did the gym in, and you just want to go and speak to the person behind the counter. And if you have 50 shards, he will change your Tera type to a ground type. Now that you've sorted out your Tera type, we're going to be getting the item next, and the item we're going to be using is the Choice Band. Now what this item does is it increases his attack by 50%, but it only allows us to use one move. Now let me show you where to get that. So you want to fly over to Messagoza West, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going this way through this little archway, and then we're going to be turning right and go forward until you see some stairs, and we're going to be going to the bottom of these stairs right here, and then we're going to be turning left and follow this road until you find this Delibird shop. And then we're going to be clicking on battle items and then scroll down until you see the free items that are worth 100 grand, and we're going to be buying the Choice Band. It is a bit expensive, but it's going to be worth it. Like I said earlier, this will boost our attack by 50%, but restrict us to using one move. Now if that move does get disabled, we will start struggling, but that's not going to happen too often. So we're running a high risk, high reward kind of process right here. Now because we're using the Choice Band, we are using a physical build, so I want you to come back to where you came from, go up the stairs, and we're going to be going straight forward, and instead of turning back left, we're going to be turning right and going to this shop right here, the black and green one. It's the Chansey supply shop. And then you want to be scrolling down until you find the mints, the red ones, and we're going to be buying an adamant mint for our Ting-Lu. This is up in attack and down in special attack, because as you can see, we are a physical attacking Pokemon. Now we are a tanky Pokemon, as you can see, 500 health, 287 defense, but we still have quite high attack and quite good special defense as well. So we're going to be able to take quite a few hits and dish out a lot of damage, especially with that Choice Band. Now our EVs are going to go into HP and attack, and any left over, just put them in defense. You want to make sure you have max IVs as well. Now if you don't know how to check how many IVs you've got, then you want to go into your boxes and click the plus button. Now because this Pokemon is a legendary Pokemon, it will have 3 IVs that are already the best. So if you have HP and speed like me that you need to get, you'll only need 2 bottle caps. I'll show you where to get those in a second. But let's say special attack was one of your best IVs, you will need to actually buy 3 bottle caps, because we want 5 out of 6 max IVs except for special attack, because there's no point in getting that because we don't use special attack. So to get bottle caps, you just want to come to any Delibird shop and go inside, and then we're going to be clicking on general goods. The first item at the top that costs 20,000 will be the bottle cap. You can trade 1 bottle cap in for 1 max IV, so just go and buy 2 or 3 of those, whichever you need to get Ting-Lu to 5 max IVs. And then when you've got your 2 or 3 bottle caps, you want to come to the top of the map at Montenevera. Once you're at Montenevera, we're going to be heading in this direction and speaking to the person with the Abomasnow who will hyper train your Pokemon. You want to click your Ting-Lu, and then you want to click bottle caps, and we're going to be clicking HP, attack, defense, special defense, and speed. Now once you've got your max EVs and IVs, we're going to be going over the ability. It's called Vessel of Ruin, and what it does is it lowers the target's special attack by 25%. So this Pokemon is going to be especially good against special attackers. Now our moves are going to be Earthquake, Throat Chop, Stomping Tantrum, and Rock Slide. The only move we're going to be using is Earthquake. That's going to be a really powerful move, 100 power, 100 accuracy, and it's the only move we actually can use because of our item. But I'm going to go over the other moves as well. So we've got a stab move, which is Throat Chop. It's a powerful move, 80 power, 100 accuracy, and it also stops the target from using sound-based moves for 2 turns. So say you're against a Noivern that you're super effective against, it can't use Boom Burst. Now our third move is going to be another ground type move. It's going to be Stomping Tantrum. It's quite powerful, 75 power, and if you fail a move in the previous turn, it will go to 150 power. Now our fourth move, just for like a coverage kind of thing, is going to be a Rock Slide. Even though it's 90 accuracy, it's got quite powerful power, and it may make the opponent flinch. Now you don't have to worry about TMs or anything like that in this build. All of these 4 moves we can actually learn through level up, so you just want to relearn them and then you're good to go. Now that we've gone over the full build, let's get into some raids. So we found our first raid. It's a fire type 5-star Tyranitar. Let's see how it goes. So our ability is pretty useless in this situation because it lowers their special attack, and he's a physical attacker. Now we've got to be careful with this thing because it does have Screech, Dragon Dance, Ice Punch and things like that. So we're going to start off with Earthquake, like always. So let's see how much damage it does. It does a decent amount of damage. Tyranitar is quite defensively bulky, but don't expect this to be the easiest raid in the world. It does use Screech on us, which is pretty bad. We use Earthquake again. We're just going to do some chip damage until we get our Terrestrialize. Good thing is we don't have to worry about the opponent removing negative effects from themselves or nullifying our stats. It does steal some of our Terra Charge, which is unfortunate. We're going to use Earthquake again. Now it's at around half health, just over. It uses Crunch, shouldn't do too much damage. We're a Dark type. It is a critical hit, however. And it lowers our defense, which is not good. We're on -3 defense at the minute. Its shield goes up. We're going to use Earthquake again. I don't think it'll do too much. No, it doesn't. We need a Terrestrialize, really. It uses Rock Slide. Now, we do have Terrestrialize, but I don't want to Terrestrialize because our defense is on -3. I want to wait for him to finish us off first. He does use Dragon Dance, which increases his attack and speed. I need him to finish us off quite quick. He just needs one more attack. We can just chip away at his shield in the meantime. He uses Rock Slide. That should finish us off. It doesn't. We do flinch, however, and then he finishes off with a Crunch. That flinch was unfortunate, but at least we can Terrestrialize now and get some real damage away. So we do lose a bit of time, but we should be fine. Now we're going to Terrestrialize and use Earthquake, see how much damage we do. Now it is on +1 attack at the minute, but I don't think it can do much damage to us even with that +1 attack unless it uses Screech. So let's see how much damage we're doing. He attacks first because of the Dragon Dance. He does lower our defense with Crunch, which is unfortunate. Let's see how much we do with Earthquake. So we're doing a lot of damage, as you can see. Nearly wiped the shield off with one hit. We did get a crit, however. He uses Sandstorm. We're going to use Earthquake again. He attacks first. He uses Rock Slide. It's not going to do much damage. We're an Earth type. Ground type, sorry. We're going to use Earthquake. It almost takes out the Tyranitar. Next turn, we'll be able to take it out. We do break its shield, and we attack first this time. For some reason, our Pokemon is just frozen, but the animations still stand. And we finish off the Tyranitar. Not the easiest Pokemon for us to face, considering it has Screech and Dragon Dance, and it has 134 HP, 110 defense, but we managed to do it quite comfortably. Now let's get on to the next raid. So our next raid is going to be a Poison type 5-star Sylveon. Let's begin. Now this is where our ability Vessel of Ruin will come in handy. It decreases Sylveon's special attack by 25%, and Sylveon's a very strong special attacker. We start off with Earthquake, but the damage doesn't register. Looks like they haven't fixed that yet. And then it uses Yawn, and we grow drowsy. And then it uses Hyper Voice. It's super effective on us, but it looks like our ability is enough to stop that damage. We're going to use Earthquake again. It does quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure whether that was both Earthquakes or just one. I'm still not sure how that works. And then it uses Terra Blast on us, which is not very effective because it's a poison type. Also, it looks like our second actual Earthquake did count now, and it's on half health, so we're doing about just under a quarter per attack, which is very good damage. Sylveon uses Calm Mind, which is not good. We're gonna heal so we can just get straight to attacking. That Yawn could be a bit of a pain if it uses it too much. I don't want it to take away my Terra here because of its Calm Mind and its super effectiveness against us. I don't want this to last too long. It uses Terra Blast again, which is fine. And we're going to use Earthquake again. Let's see how much damage it does to the shield. More than I thought it would do, actually. It removes negative effects from itself and then uses Hyper Voice. See, it's doing a lot of damage now. We can Terrestrialize now. It can't defeat us in one hit. So I'm going to Terrestrialize and hopefully knock off the shield. Let's see what sort of damage we can do. So we're going to use Earthquake after Terrestrializing, and it knocks off the shield. That's great. Next turn we can finish. So there's the shield breaking, and now it uses Terra Blast again. These Pokemon love using Terra Blast when they actually have it. So we're going to use Earthquake again to finish the job. Luckily it didn't use Yawn again, or that would have been quite a long process. And Sylveon goes down, and that's the second raid over with. Let's move on to the third raid. Luckily our 6-star raid for today is a type that we're strong against, so we're going to do that one. Let's begin. Forgot to mention it's a Steel type 6-star Blissey. Now this thing can put us to sleep, but the accuracy of its Sing is only 55%, so it's not as big as a problem as Yawn or Sport or something like that. So our Vessel of Ruin activates, which will weaken its Dazzling Gleam if it does have it, and we're going to start off with an Earthquake. So it does quite a lot of damage, as you can see. It uses Light Screen, that's fine, and then it uses Defense Curl. This should be interesting, actually. Will we be able to out damage the Defense Curls? So we use Earthquake again. As you can see, it's not doing as much damage, but it's still doing quite a bit. It uses Sing on us, and it actually hits. Its shield goes up very early, and then it uses Defense Curl again. So now we're getting in the danger zone of will we be able to out damage it. And we're asleep, so we're going to have to heal up. It uses Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't do too much damage because of our ability. Now the question is, can we destroy the shield before a third defense curl goes up. So it uses light screen again. I'm totally fine with that. And now we can terrestrialize. We're going to have to terrestrialize as soon as possible to out damage that defense curl. I actually forgot that Blissey had defense curl. So now that we've terrestrialized into our ground type Tera, let's see how much damage we do. Okay, so we're doing a bit of damage, like not as much as we would have been doing. We probably could have nearly took that shield out in one hit, but we're just going to have to chip away at it little by little. So that's a bit more. Maybe 2 more could do it if he doesn't use defense curl. Use hyper voice. If it keeps using hyper voice, I'm completely fine with that. We use earthquake again, take some more damage to its shield. I'm fine with anything that isn't sing or defense curl. So this earthquake hopefully will break its shield. Let's see what it does. It does just break its shield, and there's its shield going down. Then it removes negative effects from itself. That's fine. Something we never need to worry about. It uses hyper voice again, and then it uses, oh no, it doesn't use sing on us, it uses it on Tauros. It nullifies the stats on our side. Fine. Now we can use earthquake, see how much damage we're doing when the shield is down. So we do about the same amount of damage actually. 2 more turns should do it. So there's 1 earthquake, takes it to just a little bit of health left. It does use sing, so we're gonna have to heal up and then finish it on the turn after that. So we're gonna heal up now. So Tauros does finish it off, I think, and then it just uses 1 last attack to damage us a bit. As you can see, we had like half the time remaining, so the damage is there, even against 6-star raids. Now there was a lot of people that was worried that the Pokemon that I'm using in 5-star raids aren't really that cut out for 6-star raids, but I can assure you most of the Pokemon, if not all the Pokemon that I do builds on, can actually do 6-star raids quite comfortably, unless you're really weak to the other Pokemon. Oh, and we even got 2 Herbamisticas. Wonderful. Let me know if you're going to be using this build in raids. I think it's a lot of fun and there's not much you have to do, it's just earthquake. And if you want to check out a Lycanroc Dusk Farm build, then I'm going to put one on screen right now. It's very powerful. That'll help you a lot in raids, and I'll catch you on the next one.